Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee and this is the Optimistic Network. Today I'm going to show you how to make rice and peas in less than half the time. As you all know, rice and peas is a Jamaican staple. Many other cultures have rice and peas, but it's made different from the Jamaican way. So I usually make it the Jamaican way. That's the only way I love. That's the only way I really know how to make it. But it can be time consuming because you boil the peas and sometimes the peas will take up to an hour to boil. Although I do have video that I show you little tricks on how to boil your peas faster. It does work. But say you don't want to take that long because it still does take a good 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to show you an easier way. However, for you to use that easier way, you must have one of these red kidney beans in the can. It don't have to be this brand. Actually, I don't even know this brand. I just asked somebody to buy me some beans at the store and they got this for me, so I don't even know this brand. It's been in my cupboard and I want to get rid of it, so I'm gonna make rice and peas today. I love rice and peas more than I love plain white rice, but the thing is I find that beans kind of upset my stomach, gas me up and all that, so I don't lean towards beans so much. So nowadays if I'm eating rice, I'll eat the plain rice, but I need to use up these, although it doesn't expire until 2023, but I'm gonna use it up to show you how you can make rice and peas very easy. Keep in mind, some Jamaicans will come for you for this, and I don't care what people say. It's modern days now. We don't need to be cooking rice and peas for 2 hours like we used to back in the days. So I don't care what anyone say. I can tell you this is really good. It tastes good. It tastes just like regular rice and peas. If I don't tell you that I use the can of bean, you will think I boiled everything and did everything from scratch. So what we're going to do is go over to the stove and I'm going to show you how I make this. The orange pot behind me on the stove, that's my water. I have a little water boiling. It just started boiling because I'm making the intro, but usually I really don't let it boil. I just put it on and add the bean. I'm gonna cut this can of bean and I'm going to add it to the orange pot. The gold pot on the stove, I'm making curry goat, and a lot of people eat curry goat with white rice, which is fine. It's a Jamaican staple, curry goat and white rice. But I feel like I've been eating a lot of white rice and I didn't want that. Plus I want to use up the bean, and I want to make the video showing you guys how to make rice and peas, how to make Jamaican rice and peas in less than half the time, probably quarter of the time, because it's just gonna be like you're steaming some white rice. You know, quick white rice is like 20-30 minutes can give you some white rice. Well, it's gonna be like 30-35 minutes give you some rice and peas. Okay, so let's go over to the stove. I'm gonna cut this and dump it in that orange pot. Let's go. Oh, one more thing. Oh, can I forget? Before we go over to the stove, remember, if you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn the notification bells on, and get active in the comments. Now let's go to the stove. We can do that right now. My water over here is boiling, and what I'm gonna do is just add the can of bean to it. And the amount of water you choose is going to be about the amount of rice that you're gonna make. So this bean does say red skin, dark red, so I would get the dark red for you to get the color in your rice and peas, because if you just buy the light red, it's not gonna be as red. After I do this step, I'm gonna just continue my regular steps that I would do rice and peas. I'm not gonna wait. Remember, the beans are already cooked, so I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna just add a can of coconut milk. So I'm gonna cut my coconut milk and dump it in there. So I'm dumping my can of coconut milk in there. One whole can of coconut milk, because I'm gonna make about 1.5 pounds of rice. After I dump this in it, I'm gonna season it up just the way I would do my rice and peas if I was boiling the peas from start. Remember, you don't have to wait to season it because the peas are already cooked, and if you let the peas boil too much, you're gonna just have shells because the peas are gonna be overboiled. So usually when I'm making my rice and peas, I add a little sugar. So I'm just gonna dump in that sugar in there. A little sugar. Usually I add a little black pepper, so I'm gonna dump some black pepper in there. Like I said, I'm seasoning it just the way I would if I was cooking it from start. I do add a little Tony. I usually say cashews, but a lot of people say it different. But cashews, I'm not his parent, so I'm gonna add a little of this because I don't really use salt in it. So I kind of get a good little amount in it just because I don't use salt. So this is my mean of salt. So it's seasoned and it's salt at the same time. I'm gonna add a little red crushed pepper. There you go. Usually I'll add pimento seeds. I don't have any. I'm out of pimento seeds, but I do add some scallions right there. Just throw them in there. Usually I add a little piece of onion to my rice and peas, not a whole, just probably like a fraction of an onion. And I forgot to leave peas when I cut the onion for the meat, so I'm not gonna cut a whole onion just to add a piece to this. So I'm just gonna stir this up and bring it to a boil. I'm gonna add a little of this dark pink Himalayan salt. I'm just gonna add not too much, because remember I use that green seasoning, but I'm just gonna add a little because I know I didn't use enough green seasoning to salt this pot, so I'm just adding a little. You can skip the salt step if you use enough green seasoning. I'm also gonna add this baby piece of pepper. It's Carolina Reapers. It's the hottest pepper in the world, so I don't want to add too much. Now what I'm going to do is just cover this to boil about 10 minutes while I wash my rice. That's all. Actually, I want to add a little butter. Usually when I'm making rice and peas, I don't add butter, but because I wasn't the one who boiled these peas, I want to add some butter. Kind of to moisten them, even though the coconut milk should do that, because the coconut milk should have enough grease. But because it's a can of coconut milk, if I grated a whole coconut, I wouldn't have to add that. But it's a can, so I'm going to add that. So right away, it's boiling. Look how it looks. It looks just like if you would boil your peas from beginning. So what I'm going to do is cover this to boil for like a 10 minutes while I wash my rice and get my rice ready to add it to the pot. It don't need to boil more than a good 5-10 minutes just to boil the coconut milk so you don't get diarrhea, because we need to cook that coconut milk so we don't get diarrhea. So I'm going to boil it for just like 10 minutes while I wash the rice, no more. So it is about 10 minutes later and I washed my rice, so I'm just gonna pour it in there just like that. Take into consideration the amount of water that you have in there, so you may have to take out some water from out of it. If you need to add water, I feel like you should just leave the rice and let it dry out first and then decide if you want to add water. But definitely take out some of the water if there's too much water in there. Right now I think I have too much water in mine, so I'm going to take some out. So I'm going to take out a little of the water. Remember, this is just if you need to take some out. Don't just take out the water because I do that. Only if you need to take some out, then you take some out. Now that you have enough water out, now that you have your perfect amount of water, just stir it up one last time and lower the heat. Just turn down the heat and leave it to steam for about 20 minutes. Don't open it. Make sure you lower the heat all the way down. Once it starts boiling again, and you notice mine started boiling even when I added the rice, just lower your heat and leave it to cook. And for 20-25 minutes. So 20-25 minutes is the time that your rice, your usual white rice, would take to cook if you didn't use coconut milk. And it took me like an extra 10 minutes. So 30 minutes and you have rice and peas. Where else can you do that at? And I'm going to show you that it's good quality rice and peas too, and good tasting rice and peas. It's not just a knockoff. So this is your rice and peas 30 minutes later. Look at it. It don't even look any different. It's not as red, but sometimes you even make rice and peas from scratch and it's not as red because the redness comes from the peas. So if the peas is not red enough, it won't be as red. But look at that. Look at that rice and peas. And don't be fooled, it tastes just as good as it looks, trust me. So yeah, rice and peas in 30 minutes. You can do it. And here I have some curried goat. So rice and peas and curry goat, real good. Yes, Jamaican's tradition is curry goat and rice, white rice, but nothing is wrong with rice and peas and curry goat. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up. I'll see you again in another upload. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.